Hello everyone! At the time I'm recording this, it is right around the holidays, so I do hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday season this year. We're getting close to 2026. It's also been a little crazy that I haven't recorded anything in so long, but here we are. Better late than never. I wanted to make a video about the things I wish I knew before starting Second Life. I have been in Second Life now for 10 years and 5 months, according to Firestorm here. So I have been a longtime resident, and a lot of things have changed over the years. People load in now with a welcome kit that has a full mesh avatar and head. I definitely did not have that option when I first started, but I have a more experienced approach coming into this rather than a brand new set of eyes, so take the things that I say with that kind of regard. As I dive into the list, I'll be taking a look at some of the winterized sims that are out right now, so that way you don't have to stare at my avatar the whole time. Since I moved to a place that doesn't really get any snow anymore, I always like seeing the different winterized decorated places each year, just to see what people are making. Number 1 on my list is Firestorm is far superior than the original Second Life viewer. I think I had been in Second Life for about a year when one of my friends at the time had told me they were using Firestorm as their viewer. I said, what is that? And they showed me some of the additional details and things that Firestorm offers, and I immediately downloaded it and have been using it ever since. It runs Second Life so much better. The features that you have are so much more vast. You can do way more with it. And in general, you just have a better experience, in my opinion. If you haven't tried Firestorm, I think the majority of Second Life residents have already. But if you haven't, I highly recommend it. Another great viewer to try out is called Black Dragon. There are some additional install steps that you have to take to install Black Dragon and use it, but Black Dragon in particular looks really, really, really good. I use Black Dragon mainly for taking photos and things like that. It is much more difficult to use compared to both the original Second Life viewer and the Firestorm viewer, but again, it looks gorgeous. So for me, because I do take photos in Second Life, and that's a hobby that I have on the side, I'll usually set up whatever scene I like in Firestorm, and then as soon as I want to actually take the photo, I'll then swap over to Black Dragon and take it from there. Both of those viewers I'll link down in the description, so if you're interested in trying either of them, they're right there. Number 2. On the same vein as taking photos, lighting can make a bad avatar look great and a good avatar look terrible. Before you go skin shopping because you see a weird seam on your neck, check your Windlights and see if the environment is making you look weird. While shopping, I will always use the NAM's Optimal Skin and Prim Windlight that Firestorm offers, since it always gives a nice, even, bright lighting effect, and you can really see what the product actually looks like. Number 3. Not all bodies and heads are created equally. There are a multitude of different mesh bodies that you can use and mesh heads. There's really only one big mesh head creator going on right now, and Leluca has kind of overtaken the scene with that. There was Katwa and Genus, I believe. There's probably other ones that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, but those were like the big popular 3 that I always heard being talked about over and over and over again. Leluca definitely has taken over the head scene, so if you are looking at getting a mesh head, I would definitely recommend Leluca. There's a lot of compatibility for them for both male and female avatars. It's also part of the free mesh heads that you get with the welcome pack. The only difference between the welcome pack heads and the full priced ones is you actually get a lot more options with the full priced head. So you'll get animations, you'll get appliers, and all of that comes with their HUD. You also get a lot of extra goodies added on. I believe with the welcome pack, and I'm quoting just the things that I've heard because I haven't actually played with it myself yet. I believe that the welcome pack head can only use the bomb appliers, and you can't use like actual HUDs or anything like that to play with it. And then it doesn't have the animations either. The same thing applies with the mesh body that you receive in the welcome pack. The legacy body is provided, and Legacy does make really good mesh bodies. But again, you're not going to get the HUD with the body in the welcome pack. You will have to pay the full price to actually get all of those different features for the body. I use the Legacy body. I also use the Reborn body, but there's Cupra, Maitreya, and I'm sure there's others that I'm not thinking of right now. But there is a plethora of mesh bodies available depending on what size and shape you're going for. My biggest piece of advice is to get the demos of a few that you like and play around with the different shapes that you can make to figure out which one's going to work best for you. I know I touched on the fact that Leluca makes mesh heads for guys, but I didn't mention any bodies. Legacy also makes a mesh body for guys, and I believe it's the most commonly used one nowadays. That body also comes free in the welcome pack as the light version, but Signature also makes a body called Gianni, and Beliza makes one called Jake. Anymore, and especially around the holiday season, there are a ton of free gifts that are available across the grid. With Christmas right around the corner, a lot of stores are doing advent calendars right now, but even outside of the holidays, many of the popular stores give out free gifts when you join their store group. When I first joined, the majority of my inventory was from those free gifts. Again, you also get the free mesh body and head in the welcome packs that are available now. Both new and old users will have those in their inventory by default. If you're thinking about joining Second Life or are a new user, I highly recommend slowly building up your inventory by utilizing those free gifts before you decide to pour any real money into the game. You want to make sure that you're enjoying the world of Second Life before you pour real money into it. You can also earn lindens in Second Life. SL is known for being more on the business savvy side of things. Many people use their Second Life earnings as their main income. Some people just use it as a side hustle for some extra spending money, or just to earn lindens to buy whatever they want in World. If you know how to use Blender, you can also create mesh products that can be sold in World. Users creating products for the game was originally how the world of Second Life was built. DJing and hosting is another popular job that people will do at different clubs or venues, and there are even live singers that will perform for tips too. Of course, you can't talk about working in Second Life without mentioning the more lucrative side of things, that being escorts or stripping. Of course, you don't have to do those things, but it is another form of employment in World. There are people that do landscaping or world design as a job, though that's more for the users that already have an established inventory of building items. There are scripters or people that only make textures for items. The world is truly your oyster and what you make of it. There are many things that I wish I had known before, but out of the entire list that I have here, this is probably the biggest one, is inventory management will save your sanity. Having folders at the beginning and actually placing things in those folders where they need to go and categorizing and deleting things that you don't need from the get-go. Oh, if I had only done that. My inventory is an absolute disaster. I do have an alt where at the very beginning I made sure I made all of the different file folders that I knew that I was going to use, made all the different clothing categories, furniture categories, building categories, plants, animals, you name it. I made a folder for it, and I made sure that whenever I purchased something, it got unpacked and put into the proper folder. Doing that makes a huge difference when you're actually going to find things that you need. If you're just starting out with Second Life, do your future self a favor and just set up that organization from the get-go. Delete your demos. Oh my goodness, delete your demos. Delete the extra note cards and random things that you don't need. Last but not least, you don't need to look like everybody else. The trends in Second Life change just like they do in real life. Don't be afraid to make your avatar look unique, because at the end of the day, your avatar is yours, right? It's whoever you want to be portrayed on the screen, either as you or whatever character that you decide to create. It doesn't need to fit into the cookie cutter mold of everybody else. You don't have to have the latest and greatest, because guess what? Next week, there's probably going to be a new latest and greatest. I find that when I'm camming around even a shopping event or wherever, I look at people's avatars and I see what they look like and what they're wearing and all of that good stuff. But I find myself appreciating the avatars that don't look like everybody else. The ones that have interesting shapes or a different mesh head than what everyone uses. Just because everyone's using a certain type of body or a certain type of head, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best one. There are so many creators out there that are making such amazing things. Don't be afraid to break out from the norm. There are plenty of other things on my list here, but I don't want this video to be an hour long. Let me know what things you wish you had known before starting Second Life, or if there's anything that you're curious about in the comments. I will try and answer as many questions as I can as they come in. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday, and ta-ta!